Thank you, Blackie. Got a couple more donations here. $20 from Black Hook, who says, Castlevania is a great series and has whipped me into what I am today. Always fun to watch those speed runs. Saw what you did there. $10 from Lisa Weber, who says, it's great to what all the people do here. Keep speedrunning, and I love Mega Man speedruns. Not quite yet. We have Castlevania runs coming up. And speaking of which, let's get hyped for the Castlevania race between Welcome Back Comrade and also Scavenger. Good luck, guys.
All right. You ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, boys.
So this is Castlevania Rondo of Blood being played as the alternate character Maria. Unlike a lot of traditional classic Castlevanias that you're probably familiar with, if anything, Maria controls more like a Mega Man style character with access to sliding, rolling, and tons of little animals to hurt enemies with. So the main thing in this run is basically just going to be optimizing sliding as much as possible, where Maria is just sort of an easier character to beat the game with. Optimizing movement with her is very, very difficult. Maria also has a couple like secret techniques, kind of like the magic spells in Symphony of the Night, which I'm not sure if either of these runners will be going for it on this boss, but they also both picked up the dragon for the boss, which will be hopefully hitting multiple times.
This is one of the most RNG parts of the whole run. Is the very first boss, so normally they would reset all the time if they get a bad pattern, but they kind of have to roll with it now.
Okay, so
Very
you didn't
nice.
see the Guardian Knuckle yet, but one thing you'll notice is that both runners were taking damage during the fight, as well as Comrade, who just got slammed by the final attack there, because you get bonus points at the end of each stage for how much health you have, kind of like the heart bonus in other games. Fortunately, the final sort of desperation move each boss has, it will never get you below 1 HP. It's very easy to get rid of the health bonus.
Well, there is one attack, but that's not till later on.
Yeah, from Shaft and his balls.
Also, you see that they're on this second stage, which is actually the secret route. There's two main routes of the game, and the secret route is the faster of the two routes, so they will be using this one to complete the game.
The only sort of unfortunate thing about this level is there's going to be an auto-scroller, but it's not too bad.
You get the boat guy from Castlevania 2 here. He gives you a ride for free this time.
So in the next screen, there's going to be a bunch of mermen or fish dudes spawning up, and their spawns are actually based on your position, so it's kind of awkward, but the hitbox for the doves is really, really large, so you know what you're doing. It's not too bad.
Yeah, and it hits up slightly above your head for your character. So if they're going to land on top of you, it actually save you.
One other thing worth noting that neither of the runners are doing right now, but in this game as Maria, if you crouch, you will eliminate all knockback. So a couple people like to crouch on the boat, which just makes it so if the mermen do hit you, you don't go anywhere. All right, so Scavenger is now heading into stage 3, which is the dragon's going to be coming up again because there's going to be this eyeball boss, and the dragon just kind of one-shots it.
That's kind of why they take the alternate path for stage 2, because there's actually no boss for stage 2. You just go straight into stage 3 here. Very nice. That's actually a pretty tricky dragon to set up there. If you try it too early, you sometimes mess it up.
Yeah, you basically want to throw the dragon so it hits all three eyeballs at the same time. So the thing with this game is that all the levels have various routes you can take, which will lead you to different levels and secret levels, and they're going for the route to go to the next secret stage, which requires them to use that spike ball to form a hole in the ground.
And the boss that Scavenger is about to come up on is,
Yeah.
while there is the secret move, which does a ton of damage, it's far easier and more consistent to just throw out the doves and stun lock the boss. After this, though, you'll be seeing a ton of Guardian Knuckle. Coming up is going to be one of the more frustrating levels in the game to speedrun. There's just going to be a ton of enemies just everywhere, and this game actually has a couple items you can get as random drops from enemies, one of them being an invincibility potion, and getting an invincibility potion on this stage saves a ton of time because you can just roll through all the frogs.
The
and skeletons.
Battletoads. The Battletoads hurt quite a bit, so you like want to avoid them as much as possible. And they can stun lock you if you just get trapped in them, like Comrade did. And they can like kill you in a few seconds if you stand in them.
Yeah, the room Scavenger's in right now is a very big contender where stun locking and frog damage can be a real problem if you're not careful.
You can pick up the kitty cat if you want, but none of them love the kitty cat, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, the cat is a sub-weapon that just runs along the ground in front of you, and it'll just keep going and
But
smashing
they'll
all the
need the
frogs.
dragon later, so it's excusable to leave the cat behind.
And then this boss coming up, he can be a little tricky, and there's a couple different strats you have for him because some of his attack patterns are based on his total remaining HP.
Yeah, so what Scavenger's going to do is basically try to do a series of attacks so it consistently does the same attack pattern and gets the quickest kill possible on him.
There's the Guardian Knuckle.
Yeah, so that's Guardian Knuckle, and it just hits a bunch of times, and it obliterates almost every boss. You also saw him abuse crouching to prevent knockback from the ice pillars.
Yeah, another thing that makes the Guardian Knuckle so great is the fact that it doesn't cost anything to use. The only downside to it is the input for it is a little bit awkward, but
It's up, down, and then diagonal down.
Very nice.
all right, so now they're back, Scavengers on regular stage 5. This is where the secrets stages route kind of goes back to the normal one. You can get to the another secret stage, which is secret stage 5, but you have to beat a lot more of the game to get to it. And it's a really dumb stage, so even if you could get to it, you wouldn't want to.
And Scav just picked up the red birds, which will diagonally upwards in both directions throw birds. And
Very
in
nice.
that mid-boss, you only need to destroy the glowing red sword. This
Yeah.
is just
Sometimes you
a
can get
very
off
good
screen too.
sub-weapon.
You can go above the screen and you just have to wait.
Yeah, so they want to throw the red bird so it hits him as he spawns, and that just eliminates the
There you go.
randomness of the enemy right there.
Also, this boss right here is a little scary because if he hits you once, you're instantly dead. So if you miss your Guardian Knuckle on him, it's pretty easy to die.
You just need 2 Guardian Knuckles on him and he's gone. So trying to do that in the air takes quite a bit of practice to do an air Guardian Knuckle. And that's one of the only times you really use it in the game, where he's in the air there.
And then the flying fleamen on the final section of the stage are a huge pain, especially while you're trying to get your Guardian Knuckles on the Iron Knuckles.
All right, so coming up is the boss of stage 5, which is Death, and Death is kind of annoying to deal with in this game. His main thing is that you'll be attacking him with a dragon, and the damage that it deals is kind of random, and sometimes you can hit him twice if you do specific setup for it. I don't know if they'll go for it, but you can hit Death twice with one dragon if you time it correctly.
He's the first run killer of this
Death is just extremely inconsistent because the way to just get massive damage with him with the dragon is just
You'll get
it
a
never
double
happens.
tick, and it rarely happens. None of these guys are getting it. Oh, Comrade kind of got it there.
Also, when he does that attack where he throws skulls from the background, you don't want to get hit by that, otherwise he's going to do the same attack again.
And one thing Scav is gonna do right here is Guardian Knuckle will, or Comrade's doing it, Scav isn't. Guardian Knuckle will usually knock Death back, but if you get Death sort of against the slope of the ground, he doesn't really go anywhere, which is nice.
That's
So
a
that's
scary
like-
one to do, because if he hits you, he knocks you off pretty much,
Yeah.
and you die. And then my favorite level coming up, the boss rush.
The boss rush is basically just how consistent are your Guardian Knuckles.
Yeah, if there's any stage that really just shows how broken Guardian Knuckle is, it's this one. And you're going to see a bunch of bosses coming at him at once. You may have recognized a few of these if you saw the Castlevania 1 run. So the first one Scavenger's coming up against is the Bat. The Bat is a little bit random, but if you stay in a specific spot and do certain attacks, he will always go towards the top right area, and you can kill him pretty quickly. All right, second boss.
Nice. Comrade's catching up.
Yeah, these guys are getting really close. All right, so
Then
now
we
we
got
have
Mummy
the
Raps.
Mummy.
The Mummy is one of the more annoying bosses because depending on how
that was the
quickly you
Mummy?
can kill him, Scav just got it, but if you don't get your Guardian Knuckles timed
You
very
get a,
well,
You get a
he
milkshake
spawns
for
the
beating him
blocks.
too.
All right, and that's Frankenstein.
Oh.
And that was Frankenstein.
Now it's a race.
All right, so the next boss is actually a different boss from the ones that you had seen, which were previously in Castlevania 1. This is Shaft. He's kind of the dark priest that works for Dracula. And when they attack him initially, he's either going to go to the left or right side. And that's kind of just luck-based. So Scavenger got it
Shaft
to the
and
left, which is
balls.
great. Oh my god, they're like
Oh,
right
nice.
neck and neck.
You gotta watch out for his balls, huh?
And then Psycho Ripper mentioned it earlier, but Shaft right there does have the one desperation attack that will reduce you below 1 health.
I have no idea why that was a choice they made, but well, just be careful, I guess. All right, as mentioned before, you can't have Castlevania without a clock rush stage. This is a pretty fun stage, actually. Has some really cool movement, especially with Maria. But you'll see them rolling around the bridge, and they'll usually avoid most bat spawns that happen here. Occasionally, 1 or 2 will show up. There's a very rare occasion where no bats can spawn, and that's really, really nice if it happens, but they got about like 1 or 2 bats, so that's pretty average. The movement in this section is just really cool.
One thing that's actually worth noting, though, is how Maria has both a roll and a slide, which is the same speed. The slide actually has a slightly different hitbox, which they're going to use right there to get under the gear. The main reason why they usually roll instead of slide is because diagonal down is the input for rolling. So in between your rolling, if you're not chaining them very well, you'll still be holding in the direction that you want to be going. Although it is worth noting that this game is a TurboGrafx 16 CD game, and the controller has a built-in turbo button on it, just on the normal default controller. Neither of them did it, but there is a pretty scary damage boost you can do there against the Guardian Knuckles sword and have the knockback put you through the next one. But safety is a bigger concern.
All right,
Then
so sorry, go ahead.
You can explain it.
All right, so they're going on to the next boss fight, which is kind of similar to another one we just saw. It's Shaft, except he's a ghost now.
Chef G.
And instead of throwing monsters from Castlevania 1, he's going to be throwing zombie monsters of other bosses. But what they're going to be doing is, as you'll see soon, he will be juggling Shaft back and forth with birds. He's going to do this a little bit to a specific point, and then when he gets to this, he's just going to try and do as much damage to Shaft's ghost while he's in the air and kill him while the dragon's doing his attack.
Very nice. And then now they're going to the Count himself.
And also, as you see, Scavenger has the no damage bonus. You want to try and avoid that because it's a couple seconds lost because of that.
That was intentional.
He has a 1-up now in case he dies.
All right, so they're on the final stage now. This is kind of the last pivotal point in the run because they're going to be fighting, in case you would never have been able to guess, Dracula. And
Maria does have item crashes in this game, though, and I want to point out that they could have picked up a turtle sub-weapon, and they could have thrown turtle shells at Demon Dracula.
So ideally what you want to do with Dracula is you want to hit him about 5 times on each attack he does. If you successfully pull that off, you'll get a 3-cycle Dracula fight. Unfortunately, Scavenger got hit once, so he won't be able to do that, but it's still pretty fast regardless.
Yeah, the main thing with the variants and strats, though, is red birds are more consistent if Death or Demon Dracula decides to jump, but if he just stays on the ground, the turtle item crash will just deal a ton of damage to him.
Very nice.
Alrighty, so that was the final boss of the game.
Time ends when he picks up the orb.
Yeah, so that's the jumping pattern, which is why red birds are generally used.
Very nice runs.
That was a really close race.
Good Cookie Monster.
Good rest, man. Yeah. Thank you guys for doing all the hard work on the commentary. I don't have to say a thing. Hey. Could just focus.
Get some anime cutscenes. This game has a lot of anime cutscenes, so
Yeah.
if you guys want to watch it, it's there.
All right, well, good run from
Yeah.
our 2 dudes up here.
Yeah, you guys did great.
Yeah. If you're not a fan of anime, it still is a pretty hype song in the end of it too. So
The ending cutscene with Maria is just one of my favorite parts of the game.
it's the best part. Yeah.
It's just so radically different from Richter's.
そして力によって統率し、力が唯一の正義となるのだ。
Dracula defeated by a little girl with a cat and birds and stuff. Seems legit.
Really makes you wonder how he keeps getting resurrected. You can't beat a 12-year-old girl with birds.
欲深な人間どもがいる限り、私はよみがえる。それだけはよく覚えておくのだぞ。なかなか楽しませてもらったよ。ベルモンドの子孫よ。
El Belmondo.
また会おう。
Yeah, the credits are something you definitely want to see in a Castlevania game. This is what I think of, like, when you see these credit scenes, it's like, that's what you think of when you see Castlevania every single time.
Exactly.
The dragon face.
Even the
is pretty
dragon's
good.
scared, and they can just fly away. I don't know why they're going down the stairs. It's like a slideshow with some shaking of the screen, and it's pretty legit. And the crumbling of the castle kind of happens just like other Castlevanias, and then just walk away.
So there you go.
It gets
Blue
even better when you
skies
actually
and
see what the
green
text for the
fields.
credits are.
Very nice race, Scavenger and Comrade. So a couple very important donations and announcements here. First thing is we do have a $1,000 donation from Anonymous. Says, what is this? The power is over 500,000 and still growing. This is AGDQ, Russian Games helping people, and I'm not finished yet. It's awesome what you're doing. Keep going. Greetings from Germany. And on that note, we have hit the 500,000 point. Thank you so much, everybody. And with that, I'm going to pass it on over to Edobine for the Mega Man block. Let's get excited about that. Thank you so much, guys.